Yo, hey, what's up, guys? We got some great news. We got the skill set of the new boss, and actually he's just called the new clan boss. They called it, don't wanna give us any pictures at the moment. They just called it new clan boss. It's kind of hilarious, but we kind of know a little bit right now. I already read the kit for myself. I was theory crafting a little bit with the Discord buddies, and we kind of talked about here and there. So I gave you kind of a quick summary, kind of what he does. We know it is probably a mythical, because he can transform. And yeah, probably we don't know anything about the other version. Please don't let it be a multiple target thing where we have like 5 enemies and they can all transform and do crazy things and all that. That would kind of be not so great. I don't want to make my head to a mashed potato, you know. But what do we know? That Clanboss will be, like, we can see it right somewhere in here. You can see right here that it will have multiple stages from easy. Wait, is it easy? Yeah, from easy to ultra nightmare. So it is basically like the old Clanboss, and it's really cool. Kind of. We will see. We don't know too much yet, but it's cool that it has like different stages and all that. So, what else do we know? It has different affinities, so it probably goes the same way that it goes from void to others, or maybe daily changes, something like that. We don't know too much about that one right now, but we will figure that out. So, let's talk about the skills. The A1 attacks all enemies. If there are any dead enemies, or if the initial attack kills at least one enemy, places an extra hit. So, you don't want to get hit too hard, you don't want to die, and you get a double hit. That would just be a damage increase on yourself. That's what you don't want. So first thing is just, you better don't die. Has a 50% of placing a fear, true fear, freeze, provoke, sleep, stun, or petrification. Yeah, of course, in my eyes, it's just, okay, have block debuffs, or else that one will be super nasty and can make up everything. On the end, I just want the boss to be kind of speed tunable again, and then we can crack the code instead of just everything randomized on the end. So A2 attacks all enemies. This attack deals single target damage to each target individually rather than AoE damage. Before attacking, places a hex debuff and a 100% heal reduction debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. So again, it kind of screams like block debuffs. Instantly activates all poison debuffs on all enemies 2 times. That could be nasty, like you don't want those poisons, so however we can kind of avoid it, it is highly appreciated. Then transforms all debuffs from the new clan boss to all enemies under hex or heal reduction debuff placed by this skill. So you don't want that. It screams basically like block debuffs, just have block debuffs. Increases the new clan boss turn meter by 5% for each debuff transfer. So still, like, I think block debuffs, and so you can kind of speed tune everything. That is cool. Like, until now it looks like that we can still speed tune everything. A3 attacks all enemies. Before attacking, steals all buffs from all enemies except continuous heal buff. That's kind of odd. I don't. Oh, alright. Continuous heal, maybe it plays a major role later on in the second form or something, you never know. And places 3 5% poison debuffs and a 25% poison sensitivity debuff for 3 turns. So it's gonna attack before attacking, it's gonna steal your buffs. Wait, is it stealing? Yeah, steals all your buffs. That could be a problem, so maybe in this form right now you actually don't want to have any buffs anymore, which is not the best to exactly get rid of the damage what is incoming. But yeah, okay, then he places the 5% thingies and then those poison sensitivities. Then increases the duration of all poison debuffs on all enemies by 1 turn and instantly activates any poison debuffs on all enemies. It kind of depends how hard he hits initially. If that is not too hard, then you can survive those poison sensitivity thingies. And I know there's one champion that you can kind of transform poisons into continuous heals. He probably would be really sick at this one, like he plays a good role in it. But it depends on how hard he hits on the beginning and later on to survive those poisons. And we got the passive, what is a little bit odd for me. It makes sense in a second what I'm gonna tell you, but the skill says transforms the new Clanboss into the ultimate form and removes all buffs and debuffs. What I think already is odd that he removes all buffs. It doesn't mean from himself or from us. I can't really tell right now, but there is also a thing that you might can use block active skills on the boss. It makes sense in a little bit when we go through those other skills, so, but it also is a passive, so I have no idea when that triggers and all that. It kind of, yeah, I have no idea what that means. And we got the second passive. Whenever an enemy is killed, places a 1 necrosis stack on all other enemies. Of course, that champions that have not been killed. Necrosis stacks cannot be resisted, blocked, so block debuffs and all that. So basically it tells you don't die at all or else it will get nasty. What this debuff does at the moment I have no idea, but yeah, let's read further. Necrosis stacks can only be removed by reviving dead allies. If multiple champions are revived, the numbers of necrosis stacks removed is equal to the number of champions revived. So if you revive 4 people at the same time, you get rid of 4 stacks of this one. So it seems like if you die it is not good for you, but also if you revive you come back around and all that really easy. And the third passive on the list, revived enemies will have 25% less HP and 25% less turn meter. How the turn meter less, like turn meter destroyed, is gonna be calculated on the end, I have no idea, but it tells me for speed tuning on the end you basically don't want to die or else this thing goes really crazy on the end. And let's continue. Whenever the new Clanboss kills an enemy, removes any block active skills debuffs from itself. So that's what I mean, like the block active skills seem to be like placeable by us. And we also know that you can kind of deny transformation, but if that skill on the top is actually a passive, then it's might not gonna work. So, and it's all, you also have to question, when is it gonna happen on the end? Like, yeah, is there a trigger point or something? Is it just randomized? When is it going off? Is it going off right on the start? We have no idea, but it seems like you need block passive skills to block it out instead of block active skills on a mythical champion, because that seems not like to be a skill at all. And yeah, so we have to see. At the start of the new Clanboss turn, transfers all poison debuffs on the new Clanboss to all enemies. All transferred debuffs last for 2 turns, so don't use poison at this moment, it seems like. Alright. Active effect. Denies 1 enemy revival attempt. If multiple enemies are revived at once, will deny 1 random revival attempt. It's on a 5-turn cooldown, so your AoE revives are not AoE at some point. Like, one of them will just lay down and like, no, I will be down here. Catch me later. And of course we got like the immunities to poison, stuns, not poison, petrification, stun, freeze, sleep, block passive skills. That's probably how he's gonna transform all the time. On the end we need to know what the second form does, or else whatever we talk right now is kind of, it's nice to theory craft right now, and I will basically tell me everything you have in mind, what you can do and all that in the comments. I really want to know. Theory crafting is one of my passion in Raid Shadow Legends. And yeah, just let's not talk about the immunities. You cannot destroy the max HP. And of course, like max HP hits and all that are based on yada yada yada. We know that already. Poisons cannot exceed that certain threshold on damage and all that, but we already know that from other bosses. So overall, we have 2 forms, that's what we know. We don't know if it's multiple targets, maybe multiple forms, that could also be a thing. that he has 3 or 4 forms and it's just switching around and all that. We have to see that later on, but until now, it looks interesting. To be honest, it looks really interesting. I'm here. I wanna speed tune the thing that on the end we have a really viable teams. I wanna create teams for it and all that. But also I really hope they nail the reward apartment on the end. That we actually get something for doing something and not have 1.5 years later I got something out of this that gives me just a little bonus or something. Hopefully they nail this one. Overall, I like the boss. I like the hype at the moment. It feels great that Raid actually does deliver something. We don't know everything right now, but on the end, hopefully it's gonna be fine. This will be the end of the video. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't done already, and yeah, have a nice day.